In today's self-help and coaching landscape, frameworks like the 5 love languages, NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and Neuro-Semantics are widely embraced as tools for personal growth and relationship improvement. They promise to help people understand themselves better, communicate effectively, and even transform their lives. But despite their popularity, these frameworks have significant limitations that can actually prevent genuine self-understanding and lasting change. They simplify the rich, complex nature of human beings into categories that can feel more like boxes than genuine pathways to growth. Additionally, each of these programs was developed without scientific backing, which calls into question their validity and effectiveness. Here's why the appeal of these frameworks may be more about marketing change than fostering real, meaningful transformation, and why self-acceptance may be a more valuable goal than trying to fit into predefined categories. 1. The illusion of easy answers. The 5 love languages, NLP, and Neuro-Semantics each provide frameworks that are easy to understand and apply. They come packaged in clear categories. The 5 love languages offers 5 ways people give and receive love, words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch, while NLP and Neuro-Semantics classify people according to sensory or mental processing preferences, as well as metastates and other internal representations. This approach is appealing because it makes complex relationship or psychological issues seem manageable. But life, and human nature, is rarely this straightforward. When we categorize people into neatly labeled boxes, we create a false sense of clarity that overlooks the messy, changing nature of who we are. Human beings are dynamic. What we need, how we express ourselves, and how we connect with others can shift with life's changes. By oversimplifying the complex tapestry of our experiences, these frameworks offer comforting labels at the cost of obscuring the true, multidimensional reality of ourselves. 2. The dangers of labeling, limiting self-definition. When a person takes a test or participates in a program that defines them as a physical touch type in love, or a visual communicator in NLP, it can be tempting to adopt these identities as fixed. This labeling can lead to the belief that we are these things, and worse, that our relationships can only succeed if others learn to speak our language or adopt our style. But people's needs and expressions change with circumstances, partners, and even phases of life. For instance, while you may currently prefer acts of service to show love in a different relationship or life stage, words of affirmation or quality time might become equally or more important. Adhering too rigidly to any label can prevent us from adapting and responding genuinely to changing needs. Rather than encouraging flexibility and openness, these models often teach us to identify rigidly with our assigned type, reducing our own sense of who we are. 3. Encouraging change as a product to be sold. One major driver of self-help frameworks is that they are designed to be marketable. Just as products are marketed to fit consumers' perceived needs, programs like the 5 love languages, NLP, and Neuro-Semantics create a perceived lack that the program itself promises to fulfill. In other words, they subtly encourage people to believe they need fixing in a specific way, an issue that the program's products or services can solve. The self-help industry has turned self-improvement into a lucrative market. By teaching people that they need to discover their love language or NLP communication style, these programs create dependency on self-help products, seminars, and certifications. Instead of fostering true self-acceptance and holistic growth, they often place people on a never-ending path of improvement. People are encouraged to invest time and money in programs that offer the illusion of progress, but often fall short of creating lasting change. 4. The lack of scientific backing. One of the most glaring issues with frameworks like the 5 love languages, NLP, and Neuro-Semantics is the absence of scientific evidence supporting their effectiveness. These programs were developed based on personal observations, anecdotes, and subjective theories rather than rigorous scientific testing. While each claims to provide reliable insights into human behavior, none has passed the scrutiny of controlled studies or peer-reviewed research. This lack of scientific backing undermines their credibility and raises concerns about whether they are genuinely helpful or simply convincing in their claims. Without empirical support, it's difficult to measure the actual impact of these programs or confirm their supposed benefits. This can leave users in a vulnerable position, relying on methods that may not hold up under scrutiny but feel compelling because of how they're marketed. People may unknowingly build their lives, relationships, and self-perception around ideas that are unproven at best and misleading at worst. 5. The trap of pseudo-individuality, the allure of these frameworks lies in their promise of helping people find a unique path for personal growth. However, by categorizing people into a limited set of types or styles, they paradoxically reduce our individuality. If you are constantly reminded that you are an acts of service or visual person, it becomes easier to lose sight of other, equally authentic parts of yourself. Human beings are fluid and multifaceted, and defining ourselves by a single type fails to capture our full, evolving selves. We are not just one language or style of thinking. We are a blend of many characteristics that come to the forefront at different times. Encouraging people to adopt a fixed identity denies them the freedom to explore and embrace the other aspects of who they are. 6. What self-acceptance can offer that frameworks cannot ultimately. The real problem with many of these frameworks is that they focus on changing or optimizing the self instead of promoting self-acceptance. While personal growth can be positive, it doesn't always require constant redefinition or improvement. Genuine self-acceptance involves acknowledging all parts of ourselves, even the parts that may not fit neatly into a specific category, and finding value in our complexity. Self-acceptance allows people to embrace their many aspects without the need for labels or rigid self-improvement programs. Instead of relying on frameworks that try to simplify us, self-acceptance encourages us to listen to our own needs and values as they evolve. It frees us from the idea that we need to be fixed or fit a particular mold and opens the door to deeper, more authentic connections with ourselves and others. The popularity of the 5 love languages, NLP, and Neuro-Semantics highlights a common desire to understand ourselves and connect better with others. However, these frameworks, like many self-help products, offer oversimplified answers to the complex realities of human identity and relationships. By categorizing people into rigid types or styles, they risk creating self-fulfilling prophecies that limit rather than expand our self-understanding. Furthermore, the lack of scientific validation for these methods only intensifies concerns about their reliability and efficacy. Without robust research to back them up, it's reasonable to question whether these frameworks offer real value or simply the illusion of it. True growth isn't about fitting into a predetermined box or following a set path to improvement. It's about embracing all parts of who we are and recognizing that our needs, values, and identities are complex, fluid, and multidimensional. Rather than investing in programs that market change as a product, perhaps we would be better served by practices that encourage self-acceptance, authenticity, and a deeper connection with our own ever-changing selves.